question is this: when it comes to national security, is Team India on the right side or wrong? Should they be asking the government of India to initiate talks with Naxals? Should they be seen shielding rioters from retribution? And when they do so, are they acting in national interest or on their own interest? I ask you these questions based on two things that have happened today and how India's ruling dispensation and the opposition have reacted to it. But before I begin, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make one thing very clear. Differences of opinion is the strength of any democracy. And if everyone starts agreeing with each other, then we might as well live in a cult and bid goodbye to debates. So in that spirit of tolerance, let me first show you what happened in riot-hit Bareilly today. 4 days after rioting rocked the city, leaving 22 policemen injured, Yogi Adityanath sent in the bulldozers. On his target, illegal properties linked to the kin of the chief instigator of these riots, Maulana Tauqir Raza. When the bulldozers came, they came with cameras and a standoff.
तमाम जो अधिकारी हैं वो यहाँ पर बीडीए के और नगर निगम के पहुंचे हुए हैं और जो यहाँ के जो मालिक हैं इस घर के मोहसिन वो भी यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं और यहाँ पर हल्की तीखी जो नोक-झोंक है वो भी देखने को मिली है सर्टिफाइड कॉपी को लेकर.
Now the bulldozers will be on the job for the next few days in Bareilly as 8 properties linked to the jailed clerics associates have already been identified. Also identified are 3,000 rioters who face arrest. One of them is a man called Tajim, someone who allegedly had fired on the cops on Friday. He was today arrested in a very familiar fashion after a half encounter. You will just see those pictures there on your screens as well. Now, Yogi Adityanath says this is the only language that Ghous understand. The opposition, though, is calling this the cycle of oppression against Muslims.
आपके कस्बे में, आपके मोहल्ले में, आपके अगल-बगल के क्षेत्र में भय और दहशत का माहौल पैदा कर रहा है. पहले उसको रोको, उसको समझाओ. अगर नहीं मानता है तो प्रशासन को बताओ. प्रशासन अपने आप ही उसको ठोकने का कार्य कर देगा. आपको उसमें चिंता करने की बात नहीं है.
निश्चित तौर पे जो मौलाना, जो ऐसे लोग जो लगातार बीजेपी की बात कर रहे थे, बीजेपी का समर्थन कर रहे थे, चाहे वक्फ बोर्ड के मुद्दे पे हो, चाहे 3 तलाक के मुद्दे पे हो, आज उनके घर पे, उनके करीबियों के घर पे योगी आदित्यनाथ जी ने बुलडोजर चला ही दिया. मैं तो एक बात जानता हूं कि उन मौलानाओं को, उन मुसलमानों को इस बात का जरूर ध्यान रखना चाहिए कि बीजेपी आपकी कभी सगी नहीं रहेगी.
Well, the UP CM has taken the oath of the Constitution and has become the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, but he is not following the Constitution. When he uses such kind of words, ठोक डालूंगा पुलिस से, now he says that सबकी डेंटिंग पेंटिंग करनी पड़ेगी and डंडे की भाषा इस्तेमाल करने. Well, these are unparliamentary words not to be used by a Chief Minister of State. And I thought he was a chief minister, but he's talking like a mechanic. It's the work of the mechanic to do denting, painting of cars and things. And where is the rule of law? You have to follow the rule of law. If somebody see violence, we condemn. But using such kind of words, that's just creating hatred among the people.
जब जब अपराधियों के घर पे बुलडोजर चलता है, तो समाजवादी पार्टी के नेताओं के पेट में दर्द स्वाभाविक तौर पर उग जाता है. लेकिन इस दर्द की कोई दवा नहीं है. ये दर्द तो और बढ़ेगा क्योंकि अपराधी आलिशान अट्टालिकाओं पर क्रूर अट्टहास करे, ये स्वीकार नहीं हो सकता है. जो अपराध करेगा वो निष्प्रभुत किया जाएगा, मिट्टी में मिला दिया जाएगा.
Just circling back to Tajim, the person who in a half encounter was encountered today, the UP police says this man on your screens was one of the people who was carrying arms when the riots broke out on Friday, and he's one of the people who fired on policemen and injured them. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there can be a debate over I Love Muhammad posters. There is absolutely nothing illegal or unconstitutional in carrying a poster. But there definitely is a problem if you attack cops and damage public property. Of course, one can argue that using bulldozers as tools of retributive justice is equally problematic. The Supreme Court of India, after all, has said as much. But today, the difference of opinion between the government of India and the opposition of India is not just on how to treat rioters, but also on how to treat Maoists. 48 hours after the Home Minister of India ruled out any ceasefire with Maoists, the CPI's General Secretary, D. Raja, has advocated talks with them. He wants to know why the Indian government cannot accept the Maoist request for a ceasefire.
I demand that the government should accept the proposal made by the Maoist Naxals. What is this Naxal Mukt Bharat? Already they spoke about Congress Mukt Bharat. What happened to Congress Mukt Bharat? Now Naxal Mukt Bharat. Tomorrow they will say Communist Mukt Bharat. And everybody, what is this? They are talking and they think about India. This constitution is clear. India, that is a secular democratic republic. And that is why charge of war they are talking about. How danger the country is facing.
ये बहुत बड़ा नीतिगत परिवर्तन हुआ और वो परिवर्तन के कारण ही ये परिणाम मिला। स्कैटर्ड अप्रोच की जगह यूनिफाइड और रूथलेस स्ट्रेटेजी को अपनाने का काम भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने किया।
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Manmohan Singh had famously described Naxalism as India's greatest internal security challenge. Since the 2000s, it has claimed over 12,000 lives. In fact, in one of the most ghastly attacks, Maoist wiped out the entire leadership of the Congress party in Chhattisgarh in 2013. Since then, state police, along with paramilitary forces, have joined hands and launched precision strikes in Maoist strongholds targeting their top leaders. The government says there has been a 48% drop in Maoist-related violence from 2013 to 2023 and a 65% decline in related deaths. In fact, as we speak, Operation Black Forest is underway to ensure that India becomes Naxal-free by March 31st, 2026. Now, ladies and gentlemen, given this background, should Team India be asking for a pause in operations? Or does their logic hold when they say, if there can be a ceasefire with Pakistan, then why not with Naxals who are your own citizens? And so here is my question. From rioters to Naxals, is Team India taking the right stand? Are they talking in national interest or simply playing appeasement politics?